What's up, guys? Rami Jamous here, and I am super excited today because we have a new girl, new to the company. Her name is Isabelle Cassan. How are you, girl?
Hi, Rami. I'm good. How are you?
Amazing. So, you've been here now, what, 3-4 months?
3 months.
And tell me some good news. What just transpired?
What what?
What just transpired? What happened? I heard you closed a couple of big deals.
Oh, yes. I closed 2 deals this week.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I think I got my RERA card, my real estate license 2-3 weeks ago.
And you just got 2 deals. Can you just do me a favor? First of all, before we go on, I just want to kind of introduce her because we're both Canadian. We're from Toronto. She grew up originally in Quebec, right?
Yeah.
Let me just ask you quickly, how was the transition coming from there? Because you also did real estate in Toronto as well, right?
Yes.
How was the transition coming from there, just moving here? How was that whole process?
I feel like it's my second time doing it because I did it from Quebec to Toronto.
Okay. So
like
you did real estate
7 years
there.
ago. Yes.
Okay.
No, I was not in real estate in Montreal, but I did the full transition from Montreal to starting from zero in Toronto.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm just doing it all over again. But it was pretty quick and very efficient.
Yeah.
It took me January to choose the brokerage that I wanted to work with. And then to get all my paperwork done took another month.
Amazing.
And I was good to go.
Amazing. So I sat in the interview when you were here with James. Clearly, it was destined. It seemed like when you came here, you knew that this was the place for you, this was the brokerage you wanted to go with.
100%.
Yeah. So you closed 2 deals.
Yes.
That's unbelievable. So just for everybody to understand, you just moved here.
Yeah.
You've been really in real estate, going at it now, probably 2 months, right? Just fully engaging, just since you started.
Yeah, probably.
In Dubai, I mean,
in
right?
Dubai, yeah.
In Dubai. And you decided to get into off-plan.
Yes.
And boom, you closed 2 massive deals. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
a massive accomplishment. I mean, your confidence must be just blowing right now. You must be just
I feel great.
No, it does because I'm telling you, there's been people who've come here who haven't closed a deal in a year and a half, and that could be really tough because you could start losing confidence in yourself, right? And then, you close 1 and then you close 2 in 1 week, never mind in 1 month, right? That's unreal. So that's, congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was not expecting that Monday when I woke up.
Yeah. Well, listen, so, today I wanted to talk about, Canadians and Canadians moving to Dubai and getting into real estate, okay? We're both Canadians. We both did the transition. We both came here. First thing I want to ask you, as far as the decision for you to come here, what was it? What was it that made you be like, okay, I want to move to Dubai to do real estate? Was it you just visiting? What was it?
I came to Dubai last year for a month.
Okay.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Most
it's
people do,
Dubai.
yeah.
Most people do, yeah.
Right.
And I always wanted to have international career, not just do real estate in Toronto, but overseas somewhere. My boyfriend moved to Dubai a year and a half ago, so I visited him last year. Really loved Dubai, and also the real estate market in Toronto was quite slow with the interest rates and everything. So I just decided to try it and move with him and just
there you go.
Do my license here.
And then what was, you're coming from Toronto, you're used to a certain way of doing things, right?
Yeah.
What would you say was the first thing you were like, what the heck? Why are we doing this? Why is it like that? I remember once we were having a conversation, you were talking about showings or going to viewing properties, right? And you were just like, why is it done like this? It should be easier. What was the one thing that you were just like, this doesn't make sense? Or it was just just tough to wrap your head around?
It's really hard because when you've been in real estate for quite a while and you're used to do things a certain way, to start from zero and do everything a different way is challenging. But I would say the platform for real estate, the Property Finder, is so different than MLS in Toronto.
Right.
There's a lot of listings that here in Dubai you can list your property with 3 different agencies. Right. So there's a lot of duplicated listings. There's a lot of expired listings or phishing ads. So, and the fact that you cannot really book a showing online, you have to always call and try to figure out with the agent if he wants to work with
if he wants to work with you. So that was a big one for me.
Yeah, that was a big one for me too. I was so surprised. I still feel like I don't realize that it works like this.
Right. So just so for people to understand, so in Dubai, agents can choose not to work with another agent.
Exactly.
And simply they're doing that because they're being greedy. They want to keep
double end.
They want a double end, 4% from 2% from the buyer, 2 from the seller.
Yeah.
But what they're not doing is they're not doing what's right for the client, right?
Exactly.
So that right there was the biggest obstacle to me, and I still to this day I will always work with a good agent, of course.
Yes.
And I think that, unless you have an exclusive property that you're going to get multiple offers on right away, there is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be working with agents.
But even if you get multiple offers, in my opinion, if another agent has a client who's willing to pay any price, you should take his offer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, you should. No, I get it.
Because you represent the seller, so you want what's best for him.
Boom.
So.
That's it. And what that is do you feel like a lot of agents here are just transactional, right? Like they just want to do one and move on to the next.
Exactly.
They don't know how to keep a client relationship, right? Because essentially when you have a client, you want to keep that relationship for as long as you can. You want to have this client always remember the service you did. You don't want to take his listing, put it on the market, let it sit there because you're greedy and wait for 4 months to sell it. When you could sell it in 2 weeks, get him his money, make him happy, you're happy, and move on to the next one, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. You're bilingual.
Yes.
Right? So you speak French?
First language, French, yes.
Yeah, amazing. So have you, so far since you've been here, have you used that to your advantage? Have you noticed you've been getting a lot of French clients?
Not yet, but it's definitely something I want to use because I noticed there's a lot of French people here in Dubai. So I would, in the future, I'll run some ads in French and try to get some French clientele.
Amazing. So can I ask you this? How did you manage to get your first client? What was it? You don't have to tell me in details, but what was it? Was it just like a cold call?
You want my secrets?
Well, I don't want your secret. Just tell me your cold. Was it a cold call? Was it like a referral?
Running into someone during the weekends, going out with my boyfriend.
That's amazing.
And just meeting someone.
Strictly, it was networking, just by being out.
I think it's the best way to actually get good clients. Because cold calling, I feel like it will take some time to build that connection and actually have that client who really just work with you. I feel like they're all over the place a bit until they really want to transact with you.
Right.
But when you meet them in person and you have a great chat and a great night, and they will most likely not necessarily work with you, but they will tend to
They want to work with you.
Yeah.
Because they got to know you on a personal level.
Exactly.
They saw you on a level where you're not working. You're not, it's not like you're out there and you're just sell. It's not what it is. They're seeing you in an organic environment.
Exactly.
They see how you are organically as far as this, having fun, being yourself. They know they could tell if they could trust you, if they can't trust you, right?
Exactly.
So that's great. I mean, I am still mind blown of how quick that you just, how quick you came here, how quick you got in it, and how quick you just did these 2 deals in off plan, which is every agent's dream. Right?
Yeah.
So do you feel like that, okay, that's something you want to focus on only? Is it just off plan now? Is it just because you could see the fruits of your labor that you're just I don't want to even get into the secondary market, right? Because you've noticed that most agencies want to guide you one way or the other. You either go in the secondary market or you go in off plan, right?
Yeah.
Here you're fortunate to do anything you want. You could do secondary or off plan. But now that you've seen it, right? And, you started trying to, you were getting the listings and doing that.
Yeah.
Now you've seen how lucrative off-plan can be and how quick and easy
it's definitely less headaches.
Yeah.
And it is lucrative.
Right.
And I feel like also for me, I travel a lot. I still go back to Toronto sometimes to be able to just sell off plans. It's a bit more convenient.
Right.
But it's also... I see in the future, it's just the client will buy it with you, but at some point they might want to resell it.
Exactly.
So it's 2 sales. It's it's already lucrative when you just sell the off plan, but on top of that, you're going to have more business in the future because they will most likely want to flip it or buy more or
And that's what creating client relations is all about, right?
Yeah.
That's why you don't be transactional. I could tell you this right now. There's 90% of the other agents out here would have just take that money, take that check, and just run. They would just move on to the next one, right?
Yeah.
They don't understand that relationship value. You have that client for life now. And I think because we're Canadian and because we came here with experience, we have an advantage. Would you agree that our style of doing real estate is complete from A to Z.
Oh, it is.
Right?
I still, even from here, manage, like, I have clients having like 5, 6 units in Toronto, and even
Right.
being here, I still find them new tenants. And like, if there's problems with the unit, I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not you bought it.
Right.
Whenever you're ready to buy again, then maybe you can contact me. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It's like, you bought with me, like, you're stuck with me. I'll help you until the end. Like, no
it.
matter what you like, any problems you have, any questions you have, I'll still be there.
So let me ask you this. When you came here the first time, right? Obviously, I guess a difficult thing also is realizing how many areas are in Dubai. Because like we come from Toronto. Toronto's massive, right?
No, but now like Toronto feels so small.
So,
to
right?
me.
That's it, right? Because
It does feel like so tiny.
it feels so tiny because it's so much bigger.
Yeah.
But like there's new things coming up every single day.
Yeah.
You have to master an area and know that area inside out, right? I mean, okay, the advantage with off-plan is you could pick projects, and then once you know the project, you could give details on the project, right?
Yeah.
Secondary, you got to know every single detail in that area, right? So when you came here, what was the one area that you fell in love with? Or was there a certain area that you're just like, okay, man, this is where I want to be. This is where,
Not especially. Like, I mean, I live in the creek.
Right.
So when I arrive, I thought I'll just work in the creek.
Right,
'Cause
right.
It's convenient, and I do love the creek. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Creek's beautiful.
But then I always go for dinner on the Palm, or
Right.
like in downtown, or like
DFC,
Business Bay,
wherever.
DFC. So I love many places in Dubai, and that's
Right.
why also I feel like off plan I can focus on projects,
Right.
not necessarily on neighborhood.
That's true.
So the builder, the project, whatever I think it's a good investment for my client, versus like just picking a neighborhood and being kind of not stuck in it, because if you love it, it's great. But I think there's so many great projects coming up
Right.
that I don't want to be limited to just work in one
One
specific area.
Okay, let me ask you this: what advice would you give to Canadians, or like you came here now, you made the transition over here?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to Canadian real estate agents who wanted to say, okay, I want to now come to Dubai, I want to do the same thing? Is there something that you would say? Is there something that you would tell them that, be ready to work, or what would you, is there one piece of advice you would give to a Canadian who wanted to move here?
I would just say do it,
Yeah.
because until you're here, you don't know. Like, even for me, when I came, I didn't know how long I would stay. I booked a flexible return flight.
Right.
I was committed to come and to make it work,
Yeah.
but you don't know if you're actually going to like it. Dubai is overwhelming. There's
Could
a
be.
lot of things going
Yeah,
on.
so much. It's nonstop.
And it's beautiful, but it's not a fit for everyone.
Exactly.
So I would just say do it. Come, test the field, see if it's a fit for you, and try it, because there's a lot of money to make in Dubai, and there's so many opportunities. People come here for business, and if the city is a fit for you, I think anyone should try it.
Yeah, and I think that's it, right? Because I don't think every single person could just come here and be like, okay, I love this place. There, you were telling me earlier, you were homesick a little bit, right? And I remember when I first moved here, I definitely had homesick. I was definitely homesick in the first couple months. You miss your family, your friends. We had a different lifestyle there, and you just got to get used to it here. Whether it's the driving, whether it's the culture, whatever it is. I'm fortunate enough the culture part was very easy for me. And I think that, again, I agree with you when they come. I think that maybe they got to come see Dubai before they actually make a full-time transition here. They got to understand if they like it here, right?
That's what I did. I came for a month, but
Yeah.
it was more vacation.
Right.
So obviously it was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
But now that I came the second time, it was a test of, do I like it as a permanent place?
Right. And do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah? You're not going anywhere? You're just going to stay here forever?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
What do you miss about home the most?
My dog,
Your dog.
obviously. It was just
What's
for
his name again? Rusty? No, I'm just joking.
Leo.
I know, I'm joking.
It's just for me to come. I needed to see if I was going to stay. I didn't want, because it's complicated to bring a pet here.
Right.
The only way was cargo, which is heartbreaking for me.
Yeah.
And if I was not staying, if it was not working, then I didn't want to put him through this.
Right. So yeah, I remember my friend Sarah, she asked me if I could figure out how to, because she had a small Yorkie.
I have a large boy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
Right.
50 pounds.
So she wasn't, and for some reason she didn't. Same thing. She only wanted to bring him if she didn't have to put him in cargo.
Exactly.
Eventually, she did it. They were able to do it. But her trip initially, she came down here by herself because of the same reason.
Yeah.
They told her if she could, but then she couldn't. But it is quite easy once, the poor dog, I know he's got to be on the flight for 14 hours. And after that, I guess they send him to a different area in the airport.
Yeah.
And then, right?
Yeah.
What else do you miss about home? Being Canadian, if there's one snack you miss, what is it? Like, come on. I know what I miss. I miss Kensington Market jerk chicken from Rasta Pasta.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God. I miss Vicky's ketchup chips. You know what I mean, Frank? You don't like those?
I do like ketchup chips, but I don't really eat jerk chicken.
Okay, well, whatever. What's one thing about the city that you miss?
Oh, well, the food that is like typical, not in Toronto, but in Quebec,
Poutine?
is the poutine.
Poutine, okay.
That I cannot
Well, you
find
can
that
buy
here
that
for
here
sure.
now, okay? They do have poutine here.
In Toronto, they do it, but
They have in Dubai as well now.
Do they?
Yeah, they have poutine everywhere. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how impressed I'll be.
Well, listen, Isabelle, you're doing amazing. You started off, you're on fire right now. I'd say just continue to go on this streak that you're in right now, and don't let up. I think you're going to crush it here. I think that if you could also tell Canadians or anybody who's coming here, the amount of work that they have to put in it is when they're going to start seeing results.
Exactly.
Right. So they're going to they're going to see Dubai, and they're going to be like, oh, it's beautiful, it's this, everybody's rich, but that's not true. You got to come here, you got to work. Yes, there's a lot of money here. Yes, there's tons of opportunities. But if you're coming here in real estate, with experience, there's going to be a little bit that you're going to have to adapt to as far as little changes, tweaks that you got to make, right? But, you're working, you're a hustler, right? So people have to realize that you're not just going to come here and just get rich. You have to work for it.
Of course, and real estate is really hard. Like when I started, at least now I came here with no Dubai experience, but I do have experience from back home. Mm-hmm. But when I started in Toronto 7 years ago, I think I was crying every week.
Right. No.
I wanted to quit real estate every week.
How long have you been total in real estate?
6-7 years.
Okay, so you're a veteran then. You have some experience then.
Yeah.
Right?
And even before being in real estate, I was managing Airbnb properties, so I always loved real estate.
So you're doing what you want. I mean, it's not just you just didn't hear the rumor that you're going to come to Dubai and get rich in real estate. This is something. No. This is your career, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, one last question I have for you, and then we'll wrap it up. Have you noticed that now that you're here and that you're working every day, the beauty of Dubai is all around you?
It is.
But you don't realize it no more because it's almost like you're in your work routine, right? And I mean, you do realize how beautiful it is. And yes, on the weekends, you're going to enjoy the beaches. You're going to do this. And it's fantastic, right? But for a tourist to come here and see the actual Dubai, remember your first time you came here? You're like, holy shit.
Everything felt grandiose.
Yeah.
I was just overwhelmed.
Now, are you used to it now? That's what I wanted to ask.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I remember the first month. At least the first month, every morning I would have a coffee outside and looking at the city skyline and
so
the water.
beautiful.
And I was just like, I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky.
It is.
But I'm still feeling like this.
Yeah.
Especially like going wake surfing in the morning.
Yeah.
That's not something I could do in Toronto.
See?
And like these little things of like enjoying the water, the sun.
So you're a water person 100%, right?
100%.
So is this girl wakeboards. Frank, you ever watch her wakeboard? She's unreal, huh?
Like,
unreal.
I could be better, but I'm working on it.
Well, who knows? You're going to be in the Olympics one day, right?
And there's no Olympics.
There's no wakeboarding in the Olympics?
Maybe, I don't know.
There has to be some sort of like Red Bull race or something, right?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Listen, thank you so much for doing this. Congratulations again on the 2 deals. It's a massive accomplishment. You just started. Congrats.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll get back to you in a couple months. Maybe we'll catch up a little bit more.
With more sales.
Yeah, and I want to see exactly where you're at in 2 months from now. Like even 1 month from now, because I think you're going to I think you're going to crush it.
You'll be impressed.
I know I'll be impressed. I already am impressed. I'm shocked. You've closed more than 80% of the agents here have already, and they've been here forever.
Thank you.
Amazing. So girl, congratulations. Thanks again. All right. We out. Peace.